White House senior advisor Jared Kushner on Sunday challenged an earlier assertion from Democratic Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer that her state is having difficulty obtaining supplies needed to conduct crucial coronavirus tests. "We have had several discussions with Michigan officials where they relayed the ambitious goal to perform 450,000 tests in May," Kushner said in an emailed statement to CNN. The Federal Emergency Management Agency, and Department of Health and Human Services, have outlined a pathway to fully supply their request. "We are rooting for Governor Whitmer to achieve the ambitious goal she has set and will work with her to get there." Earlier Sunday, Whitmer was asked on CNN's State of the Union about comments Kushner recently made to The Washington Post that the biggest thing holding us back is not supplies or capacity. It's the state's ability to collect more samples. "That's not true in Michigan," Whitmer said, adding that many governors are still looking to get swabs and reagents and additional test kits. "And so we have never been able to get to full capacity because we are missing things in the supply chain. And that's part of why I think so many of us on both sides of the aisle have really called on more of a national strategy on these fronts," she said. Whitmer added that the U.S. should be doing 1% to 2% of our population a week. "We are far short of that, and the supply chain is one of those factors." CNN has reached out to Whitmer's office regarding Kushner's comments. Coronavirus testing has been a key issue during the crisis, with many state and local leaders saying the U.S. needs to increase testing to properly determine timelines for reopening the country. Last month, Whitmer extended the state's stay-at-home order, one of the strictest in the country, until at least May 15. A senior Trump administration official told CNN on Sunday that the administration has had 2 calls over the last week with Michigan and they relayed that their target for May is to perform 450,000 tests, which is 3.7 times their cumulative number of tests performed through last week. The official said Michigan was being sent 450,000 additional swabs and 337,500 transport media and collection tubes for May. In addition, Trump again shifts estimated U.S. coronavirus death toll. President Donald Trump said Sunday that the U.S. coronavirus death toll could reach 80,000 to 90,000, a considerable upward shift from his previous estimates last month. While praising the U.S. response to the outbreak during a Fox News town hall, Trump said, "That's one of the reasons we're successful, if you call losing 80 or 90,000 people successful. But it's one of the reasons we're not at the high end of that plane as opposed to the low end of the plane," the president continued. When pressed on his shifting estimate, Trump conceded, "I used to say 65,000 and now I'm saying 80 or 90 and it goes up rapidly. But it's still going to be, no matter how you look at it, at the very lower end of the plane if we did the shutdown," he said. Earlier Sunday, Dr. Deborah Birx, a White House coronavirus task force official, offered different numbers from Trump's on the U.S. death toll from the virus. "Our projections have always been between 100 to 240,000 American lives lost, and that's with full mitigation and us learning from each other of how to social distance," Birx told Chris Wallace on Fox News Sunday. Trump's Sunday evening remarks come after he projected between 50,000 to 60,000 U.S. deaths from the coronavirus at a White House press briefing less than 2 weeks ago. "Now we're going toward 50, I'm hearing, or 60,000 people. One is too many. I always say it," he said at the time. "One is too many, but we're going toward 50 or 60,000 people. That's at the lower, as you know, the lower end of the projections was supposed to be 100,000 people." In March, Trump acknowledged that deaths in the United States from coronavirus could reach 100,000 or more, adding that if the death toll stays at or below 100,000, we altogether have done a very good job. That assertion came after the president was asked about comments the nation's top infectious disease expert, Dr. Anthony Fauci, made to CNN's State of the Union in March that based on models, 100,000 Americans or more could die from the virus. By Sunday, the number of Americans infected with the virus topped 1.1 million with more than 67,000 dead, according to data from Johns Hopkins University. And as some states loosen their stay-at-home orders, Researchers predict a higher death toll from coronavirus this summer than previously expected.